Hello. This short video is about introducing a strange concept, and that's how to value equity as a call option on the value of a firm. Usually we value equity with cash flow analysis, discounted cash flow analysis, where you would just estimate all future cash flows, and discount at the weighted average cost of capital, and basically value the firm as the present value of all future cash flows, and then subtract the amount that you owe, subtract the debt, and you'd be left with equity. But let's look a little closer at this concept. You see, suppose that a company goes bankrupt. What is the value of equity? It doesn't matter if we're talking about equity in aggregate or equity as per share value. But if the value of the firm is greater than the sum total of all the money it owes, then the value of equity is just going to be V minus D. But if the value of the firm is actually less than the amount that it owes, which happens with some firms, like some airline stocks or whatever, the value of equity is zero. It's not negative. You see, there's no way that owning a share of stock would ever put you in a position of owing anybody anything. The lowest your value of your share could go to is zero. Well, this is exactly the same as the payoff to an option, right? If S is greater than X as a call option, I should put here, then payoff is S minus X, and if S is less than X, it's zero, right? So this is an opportunity to sort of price a share of stock as an option. And it might not be the most appropriate tool for most companies, but it might be quite an appropriate tool for some companies. Um, let's start off with an example, right? Let's say that I should correct that, a firm's assets are worth 100 million, and the standard deviation of this asset value is 40%. I know that's a little bit of a nebulous concept. And let the face value of the firm's debt be 80 million. And let's let the debt be zero coupon with 10 years to mature. And let the 10-year T-bond rate be 10%. And then the question is, how much is the equity worth? And then a later question, what should the interest rate on the debt be? Well, we've sort of got something that corresponds to the 6 inputs to the Black-Scholes, although you'll notice there's no mention of any dividend yield. So let's assume there's no dividends going on here with this company. And the standard deviation of the asset value would be quite something hard to estimate, wouldn't it? Imagine if you were an investment banker and you're trying to estimate what the assets of a firm is, say an airline company, how variable these assets are. That variability of the asset would have a lot to do with the variability of the cash flows in the future. But that's, I guess, why investment bankers get well paid, right? They have to do some very subtle estimations. But the face value of the firm's debt is 80 million. That's going to be our exercise price, if you recall. The exercise price is the face value of the debt. Something else is happening here, though. The debt has 10 years to mature. We're going to model the time to expiration of this option as the time until your debt comes due. And in this problem, we simplified that by having all the debt be zero coupon with 10 years to mature. So all your debt's going to be coming due in 10 years. In other problems, we're going to use the duration, the aggregate duration